This week I'm talking about one of my favourite herbs, the queen of flowers, Rosa damascena. I love her so much that we've got a rose garden brimming with damask rose. Nothing beats walking through that rose garden in the height of summer or sitting on the porch and detecting the fragrant scent of rose on the breeze. Rose has been used as medicine for as long as we've been using plant medicine, with records illustrating the Persian physician Avicenna making rose water as early as the 1st century AD. In addition to talking about the traditional uses of rose, I'll be shedding some light on what the researchers are uncovering about her, and of course, we'll be talking about my favourite ways of using rose. Let's get started, shall we? Well, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Project Joyful podcast. I'm your host, Tracy Tutty, your medical herbalist and high performance coach. So, hey, Project Joyful isn't just about being happy. It's about consciously creating a life you love. It's about remembering how to reconnect with your soul-centered joy. You know, that joy that comes from doing what you love, from living on purpose, and from being in a life that allows you to experience deep joy moment by moment. So hey, let's get started, shall we? The Rosa damascena that grows in our garden is heralding the beginning of spring. The buds have just broken, holding the promise of a sweet scent that delights your soul all through the summer. Known as the queen of flowers, Rose holds a place in the mystic, the lover, and the gardener. A herb favoured by the traditional herbalist, researchers are now confirming many of the traditional uses of rose. Rosa damascena was thought to have been brought to Europe from Damascus in Syria in the 14th century by knights returning from the Crusades, and damascena is in honour of her original home. The Persian physician Avicenna used rose water in the 1st century AD, and in 77 AD, Pliny the Elder talked about the medicinal actions of the rose. Whilst we tend to use Rosa damascena in herbal medicine and aromatherapy, you can use any rose that has a fragrance. Personally, I prefer the heritage blooms, but nothing beats scones with clotted cream and rose petal jam, and I have a soft spot for Turkish delight. The common names for Rosa damascena include damask rose and Rose Otto. It's a flower that's associated with the heart, traditionally used to lift the spirits and soothe the soul, particularly during times of grief and heartache. Rose is traditionally used to treat abdominal and chest pain. It's used to strengthen the heart and to reduce inflammation. And in North American herbal medicine, rose is used as a decoction. They use the rose root to soothe a children's cough. It's also used as a gentle laxative. Rose oil supports depression, grief, nervous stress and tension, and it's often found as a key ingredient in cosmetics. I mean, it's a phenomenal skin herb due to its powerful combination of being able to reduce inflammation, it's antibacterial and an antioxidant. And whilst it's not strong enough to use on its own in the potent New Zealand sun, rose oil protects against the damage caused by UV radiation. It's also involved in collagen synthesis, so it's included in many anti-aging skin products. And of course, just taking in that beautiful scent, wow, it just makes you feel so good, doesn't it? So what does the research say about these traditional uses? An alcohol and water extract, so what we call a tincture, and also a tea, has been made from rose and it's found to have sedating and sleep-inducing qualities, similar in effect to diazepam. Now, researchers suggest that the flavonoids and terpenes found in rose may be responsible for the sedating effect. Also, the flavonoids have been found to counter anxiety and depression, and researchers have suggested that this action may also add to rose's sedating effect. So a cup of rose petal tea before bed, providing you're not combining it with a sleeping tablet or anxiolytics, may be a soothing way of ensuring a good night's restful sleep. Researchers observed a pain-relieving or analgesic action in an alcohol and water extract, so a tincture, of rose, but it doesn't happen when you're taking the essential oil. And this highlights the importance of the type of herbal medicine that we're using. The essential oil, the absolute and the hydrosol of rose have been found to be potent antimicrobials. The essential oil was shown to inhibit and destroy gram-negative and gram-positive microbes. I'd suggest a room spray with a combination of Rose Otto and thyme essential oils, and just add a little bit of vodka to your room spray to set it. Like many aromatic herbs, rose is a powerful antioxidant, and this antioxidant activity was noted in the fresh and the dried flowers. So how do I like to take my rose? Well, as much as possible in my diet, please. Whether that's added to a fragrant curry or a stir fry, or you use it to create a jam or a conserve from the rose petals. We also make our own rose water using the damask rose that grows in our garden with our alembic copper still. This is liberally added to, well, absolutely anything I can think of. Creams, ointments, bar salts, cooking, and as a top-up to my herbal tea. It's really nice as a nighttime milk as well. Dried rose petals or rose hips not only add a top note to your herbal tea, but their shape and their colour also delights the eye. And you can also add a couple of tablespoons of rose water to your mug of herbal tea to top up that rosy flavour. Rosehip syrup is a delightful immune-boosting tonic during the winter months, and it contains vitamin C as well as vitamins A, D and E. Now, rosehips contain those sharp, tiny little hairs, so make sure you pass it through a piece of muslin to get them out of your syrup or jam. Rosehip syrup is traditionally made from dog rose or Rosa canina. Rose has been used as medicine since we first started using plant medicine. Whether it's a soothing tonic to lift the spirits, as an anti-inflammatory, a pain reliever or a tonic for our skin, it's also amazing when it comes to women's complaints and all things hormonal. And on top of it all, really, there's nothing quite as satisfying as inhaling the sweet fragrance of rose. Sending you lots of love. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. Can I ask you a favour? If our conversation spoke to you today, could you please take a moment to leave a 5-star review? Your review will help people discover this podcast, and together we can create a world where there's even more love and more laughter. And if you want to hear more from the Project Joyful podcast, just click the subscribe button. Bye for now.